All right, hello and welcome. My name is Florian Wilk and today I'm in Larnaca in a wonderful development here in the center, right at Fenicudis and the marina. And we are speaking with Pascalis from Sun Shadow Investment. And yeah, we have the opportunity to get more information about his company, the amazing apartments they are building, and get an insight on yeah, what opportunities there are at the moment for properties to purchase in Cyprus. Hi Pascalis, thank you so much for your time, really appreciate. Yeah, tell us more about you, your company, your background, what is your story?
Our story, okay, our story starts from our families from before. They were involved in construction for many years, some hotels, some more development as well. At some point the younger generation, even though I'm not that young, but the younger generation decided to split a bit, have a different type of developments, different standard. We focus primarily on the city centers.
Okay.
We aim for Larnaca at the moment because we believe that it's the city that has the highest potential for growth and it starts at logical prices as well compared to the other cities. We have done projects that are primarily in the center of small boutique style apartment buildings, like 8 to 16 apartments is what we prefer, not huge projects. And we're focusing on high quality. We're trying to bring the cost down as much as possible with offering the best quality to the clients and having the best locations possible as well, based on the standard.
Okay.
Our main way of operations is through the quality that we offer to the clients. This is what we focus on, and this is what the clients will understand later on. So that's why we have also repeated clients in a lot of our cases, either investors or people staying in one apartment using the other for rental. And this is our aim, that we will want our future also to be built on.
I understand. Yeah, I can really tell that you put a lot of effort into detail. Everything is thought of. It's something personally what I haven't seen in Larnaca so far. It's a really different quality, different standard. And yeah, together with the locations, I think it's a really amazing product what you have here. When did you start construction with your company? Since how long you're in the market?
Our company is active from 2015, but we have been in the business, the people that we work here, since 2000.
Okay.
We have been working in different companies as well. We know the problems that exist in the traditional development in Cyprus, or in different developers, how they act, how they build. So we decided to change all that. That was quite a difficult process. Having to deal with quality in Cyprus can sometimes be burdensome because some people don't understand what actual quality means. This is not Germany, this is not Singapore. I mean, Cyprus still has a long way to go in some aspects, but we're trying to change not just the mentality, but also the attitude of our competitors as well. I mean, we try to convince them that the client values better quality and not the 10,000 he's saving sometimes.
Yes.
It's not about the money sometimes, but it's about what you offer to the client. And we are seeing, I hope, some changes happening. This project is an example that I think is giving a good beacon for the rest to follow. And we hope others will follow the same example as us.
I hope so too, because it should be a long-term investment, and sometimes, I mean, let's say how it is, sometimes after 10 years a building looks already like it's 20, 30 years old, and unfortunately you see these things in Cyprus, and as you just mentioned, a little bit more effort, and not to save the last cent in the materials, it can be so much better, like where we are now, right? Okay, so this building, which is named Gaia, and I think you have some units still for sale, which we speak about later. How long did it take you for the construction, and tell us also about the idea, the concept, because I think it's really something unique, something special. What, as I said, I haven't seen in Cyprus like this, in Larnaca like this before. So there's also nice developments, of course, but this in Larnaca, I think is something new, something different?
For Larnaca standards, okay, development in Cyprus, because of the time lag from the moment that you actually buy the property until the time that you put it into the market, because of licensing and everything, until construction finishes, there is a very big lag in time. That time usually creates skepticism towards developers to do something simple, get licensed quick, and move forward with it, and it has a basic logic there as well.
Yeah.
Here we said that because we are at a very central location, when we found this plot originally was by mistake sort of, through a bank, that it was starting to do the first valuations first, and we were the first to buy it. When we bought it, everybody else said that we are, no offense, stupid, because we were overpaying. Back at the day that we were buying it 4 years ago, the land, it was considered that it was very expensive.
Okay.
Today, the things have turned around. Why? Because this plot now offers a building that it's unique for its area. We have upgraded everything compared to the normal standards that most people do, and we have decided on the Gaia name as the mother, let's say, of the Gaia. We used to be the mother of the earth and the ancient gods. We base our ideas on ancient Greek mythology, with a bit of a twist on the names. Most of our projects go with that naming. So Gaia, when we started with the name, the whole concept developed through that. So the design and everything that follows in the building has aspects from that idea. It took us a long time to design it and get licensed, but following up from that, during the period that we were constructing, we also had all the COVID period inside. So that created a lot of delays. Instead of 1.5 years, it took around 2 years for the whole project to complete.
Okay.
But everyone is satisfied, even from the clients that they have bought. Even with the delays, our company always pays their penalties anyway per month. So if you're late, a 2-bedroom apartment here receives around 1,500 penalty. That it's basically the rental value of the property.
That's fair.
So we need to be fair with the client. So if they're investors and they're losing from their income, we need to compensate them. It's been done in a way that it offers a story behind it, and not just an apartment. So somebody living here can feel the idea of Gaia, the proximity to the sea, to the marina, to the center, and you have a separation from the buildings close to you because they are preserved buildings and cannot be redeveloped.
Let's speak about the view here in Gaia, because it's really outstanding location. What I realized, and as you said, there's preserved buildings around. Nobody can build here. You will not have a block view in 5 years, not even in 20 years, right? You have the marina very close by, the Finicudis, which is the most popular beachfront location and promenade in Larnaca. Tell me more about the location and the uniqueness of this location.
Yeah, it's as unique as it goes, because basically all the surrounding land is government land or public buildings or preserved buildings. That was actually the only plot available that you can develop anything on it. And we had also special features in terms of how much high you can go, and we had a very strict also exam from the municipality and the authorities regarding the design of the building, how it will look like. So they make sure that you also don't create a monstrosity in the center, because by itself it creates a landmark, whether you want to or not. And that actually put a lot of pressure on us as well, because we couldn't just build, sell, and that's it. You need to take care of it, because when your children pass by after 20 years, it will still be here. So you need to make sure that what exists here is well built, well maintained, and it attracts the people that are the right for the building. Our clients, let's say, we also vent them a bit. We want to make sure that the clients coming in here are people that they can cooperate with each other and they don't have frictions. So we try to be as more polite as possible in getting an understanding of the client as well, whether it's the mood of client that we want for our buildings. It's not about how much money you have, let's say. It's not what kind of person you are. It's more important to us. The view, I don't think you can get a better view at the moment in Larnaca from any spot. I wish I had another Gaia or anything would buy it tomorrow morning. But the uniqueness of it is that it's a good thing, because it means that what you have will still gain in value and there is no competition. and a bad thing for me because I want to compete with my own product and I don't have the location for it. So, yeah, I mean, keeping an apartment here was a mistake that I didn't do. I didn't keep an apartment here with the 2 bedrooms or the 3 bedrooms. So, yeah, I think after 10 years, I will regret it. Or my daughter will shout at me for not keeping it.
So there are still units available in Gaia. Tell me more, please, about the units which are left, and to get a better understanding, we have just been looking around. I will put also some impressions, of course. So yeah,
we're standing in one of them. I mean, the 7th floor apartment with the whole views open to you. It's available. There is also the 9th floor apartment. The 7th floor apartment, it's a whole floor apartment, meaning the whole 7th floor is theirs. The 9th one is a duplex. It's up and down, 2 bedrooms upstairs, 1 bedroom downstairs. We call them Sky Villa. And these are the availability left, or the rest of the apartments are being sold out. But they have nothing to lose compared to the rest, of course. They're just the ones left at the moment. Because of COVID primarily, people cannot really travel so much, cannot visit so much. We're happy also with the split of the clientele we had here. We didn't have only one kind of country coming and buying. We have locals, we have foreigners from many different countries, and this proves also the approachability of the project to be likable to different kind of people, and not just a standard one nationality or one type of person. The available ones are 115 square meters, the 7th floor, and 143 square meters, the 9th and 10th floor. All their finishes are of a very high standard. Either they are marble on the 7th floor, on the 9th we have marble and wooden floors. Bedrooms are all wooden floors. The cupboards and the kitchens, depending on which apartment it is, it's either with veneer finish or with lacquered wood finish. Definitely pictures taken later on and shown to your clients would be a better understanding.
Of course.
But in general, we didn't go cheap on anything. But most importantly, we also did design and not just throw money inside the room that some people do as well.
You can really tell it has been thought of every detail, and I think everyone who views these apartments can say from the beginning this is something special and well designed and not just in a standard way. And there's also a reception area, and
there is a reception area. There is a concierge from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. That it's the most correct, let's say, to impose onto the building owners. And the building owners can later on decide whether they want to increase it, decrease it, it's up to them. But the reception area, a lot of the clients as well, and my opinion is that a concierge guy there helps in different areas. Maybe you have somebody visiting to fix something in your apartment, you need somebody to be there, you're working, it's not convenient for you to run around, come back. Or maybe an Amazon delivery that is now one of the most popular things. It's a big pack, you don't want to leave it outside.
Of course.
Maybe you come back from shopping, you need somebody to just help you take things into the elevator. The small things make a huge difference.
Absolutely, I agree. It's something you don't see a lot with concierge service, which is very common in Dubai or other places, and I think it's a nice approach to bring this also to Cyprus. And
usually buildings like this, there is only 16 units. Usually you don't see it much. They prefer to go with buildings that are 50, 100 units or something like that. Here we had a discussion with a lot of the clients that bought as well, and all of their feedback was positive on it. So it's not only imposed that you need to pay this guy. We had a discussion with the owners and we saw that it matters to them, and the extra cost doesn't matter so much compared to what it offers them. And it's a local guy, so it's so easy for you to be able to help out, get help from where you might visit, or a doctor in case you need. And at the same time, some people might rent their apartments. People might move here might relocate from abroad. They don't know the city, they don't know the country. So somebody there would be also helpful for these people. So in general, it's convenient and good to have one.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. So let's speak about also future developments. I know that what I also like very much from the plans is Knox, which is not too far, not that prime location is here, let's say. Yeah, you have to say this is really unique. As you mentioned, will not be a second time, but this is going to be closer to the new marina, which is going to be developed.
Yes. Knox, it's a unique building by itself. It's 8 single-story apartments, 7 2-bedroom and 1 3-bedroom. We have found that this approach, it's very likable to clients. It doesn't need to be 200 square meters apartment. It can be 80 square meters apartment. As long as it's on a single floor, they have their own privacy, they have their own floor, so they don't have the noise or the fights of the people next door. So it's something that it's very good for them. It's not very far away from here, but definitely you don't have this view that you have here. The difference between Knox and Gaia is that Knox might actually have a better location in the future because it's actually first line to the marina. The difference is that the Gaia, you know exactly what you're facing. Knox, you're not still sure what will be built in the marina part. So this is the main question mark. In terms of people that are interested either for staying or for investing, they will not lose. But it's a different character project. Has a bit more modern features. Has on the facade there is fair face. There's different designs in terms of coloring of the lights. The internal parts can be either similar to Gaia, that is more contemporary, or going into the original character of Nox, because Nox basically means it was the goddess of the night back in ancient Greece. So the normal features are darker.
Okay.
So more dark wood on the kitchen and things like that. This is very unique for people, so we give them the options of a contemporary look as well. Those are starting September construction, finishing next year, and 6 out of 8 are already sold.
Okay, wow.
Yesterday was 4 out of 8, and we got the reservation actually for another 2. Another project we had was Harmonia, but that is also sold out from the beginning, even though it's starting construction soon. And the reason that people trust us and they buy from us, first of all, we have no mortgages whatsoever. We have no loans as a company generally, not only on the land, but any project that we put into the market. So they don't need to worry about that part. They know, they see our quality, they see our projects, whether it's the high end or the upper middle class, they know that this is what we're getting. As a company, we don't do lower middle class, we don't do lower budget apartments. We believe that we cannot offer what we want to a client with trying to cut down on the budget from every corner.
I understand.
Whether you want to or not, if you don't pay, the quality deteriorates. So this is what we base ourselves on. We're trying to have a new project also close to Faneromeni area, on the main road going to the airport, that it's a mix of apartments and offices called Orion. We're getting the license for the building, the planning permit in around 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll be putting it into the market afterwards. We never market the product because we have the planning permit.
Makes sense.
Because planning permit, a lot of things might change. Some other competitors might do it, but it's not a pleasant surprise to call a client he reserved and tell him, you know, your apartment now disappeared, or your apartment now it's smaller, or something gone wrong. So we avoid anything like that, even though we delay putting a project to the market more than our peers in general.
Okay. And for the permanent residency, your apartments, they qualify for this program? If someone is, let's say, from a non-EU country and wants to...
Anything over 300,000 qualifies at the end of the day. You know how things work. Definitely our properties that are above 300,000, they qualify. Under 300,000, again they qualify, but on a different regime. Like if you buy something that makes sense to the government, you buy something 200,000, but it's a 2-bedroom and you're a family of 4. So it makes sense that you're staying there. Then you can apply. There is another track system that takes longer to get the residency, but it's again can be successful. But you need to show a lot more things as your personal incomes and things in order to get approved. So yeah, in general, all of our properties qualify for that.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. What else for someone who wants to invest in Cyprus, maybe doesn't know the island very well yet? What can you give for advice, or what maybe is different in Cyprus than in other markets?
Look, first of all, if you haven't invested before in real estate, don't invest by yourself. That's something that I suggest, because a lot of people, they think that by saving maybe some fees from an agent or money from a lawyer or an architect, they can get a better deal. Usually the people that get the worst deals are the people that try to avoid extra cost, because it's a European Union country, but it follows English law, for example. Other countries might follow different kind of law, so you need to be aware. Accounting practices, tax practices as well is different than maybe in Germany or in Asia or anything. So there are things that you might think that you're gaining, but you might end up paying in taxes later on. So you need to be careful on how you approach this. I suggest that you should have a good consultant. Like, I mean, Florian, if somebody comes to you to see about properties and see about taxes and this thing, and you give him the whole package, this is usually the best option. Second, you need to be careful, and the representative will handle this for you, on mortgages on the properties that might exist, on any items having to do with the title deeds of the mortgage, because in Cyprus we also have this unique situation that doesn't exist in a lot of countries. It's not the moment that the property you buy, you get the title deed. Usually in Cyprus, the property title deed comes around 2 years after the completion of the property, and if you're outside city centers, it might take 6 or 7. So you need to make sure that all the legal processes are done and make sure that there is no problems whatsoever before you purchase. It's not just, I got the title deed, is finished, because there is no title deed. On the other hand, if you're waiting for a title deed to buy, you are losing all the opportunities, because the ones that are under construction, they don't have title deeds completed.
Of course.
It's very important to be careful on that aspect. Think about the returns that you would like, because some people come to Cyprus and they say, I want 15% return. I tell him why. Because he says, in my country I get 15. I tell him, yes, but your country has 12% inflation. So it doesn't really make sense. When they are asked that, they freeze a bit. So at the end of the day, you're gaining 3%. So you should look at things more logical. Europe definitely is lower return than Asia or the Gulf region,
of course,
compared to that, but it's also relatively safer in terms of your money in the bank, the transactions you operate, and the ups and downs either on the foreign currency or your inflations or unemployment rates and political risk.
Absolutely.
So you're saving those things, so obviously you're getting a lower return compared to the others. A lot of things has to do with the land value. The land value in Cyprus is quite high because we are an island and you cannot build everywhere.
Of course. What is the, let's say, realistic return for someone who is investing in an apartment in Larnaca? What can you expect if you want to rent it out? What is the usual rental return?
Look, I mean, what I tell the clients is usually that they should be looking for something that earns around 4 to 5% as a normal return. If they're going to short-term rental, they can get higher, but the property needs to also fit the bill. So if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're saying, I can get Airbnb, no, it doesn't work. Now, if you're in the city center and you want to get into Airbnb, you will benefit as long as you find a correct partner to handle it for you, because if the partner is taking all of your profit, again, you're in a worse state at the end. If you're doing it yourself, you need a volume to be worth it.
Yes, absolutely.
You cannot do it for, even if you want to run after your own property, it will waste a lot of time, it will become your full-time job. It's not an easy task to do it. So it's better if you have a professional company handling it.
I agree.
And you lose a bit of your profits. So that's why sometimes at the end, if you're organized correctly, it's better to go for a long-term rental and save yourself the hassle for another 2%.
Me personally, I also agree with this. Of course, some people specialize in Airbnbs. This is a different approach. If you have, as you said, big volume, but if you have 1 or 2 units, I also think long-term rental is least headache.
Look, for us, for example, we offer to our clients 4% return for a period of 3 to 5 years, for the 2-bedroom apartments especially, that they have the right to inform us from before when they were coming, so we balance out.
Okay.
Those ones, we might use them for Airbnb. Why? Because we will not have one. We'll have 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
The other option is that we know the building exactly, so we don't do it as a service to other buildings.
Yes.
So you cannot come to me and tell me, can I give you my apartment? No. Why? Because I know this building was built for purpose and it has the things that I need and the quality that I need. So I don't need to worry. Even the electrical appliances, they were standard package. I mean, we offer the package to all of our clients for the electrical appliances, and all of them got it. That it's embossed, not too expensive, not too cheap, that it can work for Airbnb, for rentals. And I told them that if you're moving into the apartment, choose yourself whatever you need. Maybe you put Gaia now, like the ones at the 7th and 8th and 9th floor. All the appliances here are going to be Gaia now. But if you're having a 2-bedroom, for example, that you're going to rent it out, you don't need to put Gaia now. If you're going to live there, maybe you want to book much more higher end. So we help our clients with anything they need, either with our partners, either with furnishing or with the electrical appliances. We offer them for the rental part, for ours, but they need to understand that 3 to 5 years, the property is not theirs anymore. Otherwise, we have a problem because we need to operate it flexibly. So if I need to give it as a long term, I will give it as a long term. While if I give it as a long term, the client comes and says, I want to stay, you cannot anymore. So the clients need to be aware that this period, they should be able to look at the return, but not surely whether they will be able to live in there.
Yes, for sure. But here you can also make like 12-month agreements, not like...
We can have even 6 months agreement. Lately, I mean, 6 months agreement is becoming also a very popular thing because of the fact that we have a lot of people moving into Cyprus for non-dom status for their tax purposes. That it's, I'm sure you can explain it better at another YouTube channel, but it's becoming popular because they need to stay here around 6 months. So if they find an opportunity for a 6 months window, they will take it and even be prepared to pay something extra because they're saving the other 6 months. And this becomes a rotation. So if you hire 2 clients like that, they can fit each other. They satisfy both their needs and you get a good income. The other option is yearly or 2 years. And the final option is the Airbnb and the short-term rental, either month by month or daily as they operate normally. Depending on the property and the stage of the projects, we adjust. For example, now for Gaia, for the first year, the apartment we're getting in, we're going to put for long term. Why? Because the whole situation is still in a turmoil with the aeroplanes, with the flights, the holiday destinations are still skeptic everywhere. So we don't want to take a risk for us, not for the client, because the client has a guarantee from us, but for us as well. Next year, most probably, one of them will go Airbnb, the other 2 will stay long term. So it all depends on the project, the time available, and the situations of the market at the time.
Of course. All right. Yeah, then I want to thank you very, very much for all this information, for this great look on this wonderful apartment building. And
thank you for coming.
If you're interested in viewing one of those properties, if you want to explore them, see them yourself, just contact me. You find below the video my contact details, and you're very welcome to visit Cyprus anytime, of course. Thank you very much. Thumbs up, please, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.